So this is David Hickson. I got inquiries at our Woodworkers Guild meeting today about how I did the texture for my drawer fronts on my dresser that I'm making for my granddaughter. And so I thought I might just make a quick video and show this. Again, credit goes to Mark Spagnuolo, the Wood Whisperer, for inspiring me to this technique. I'm really copying an idea, modifying an idea that he had for drawer cabinet fronts. So what I'm using here is an electric die grinder. I suppose you could use a really big Dremel. I don't know if a drill would work because I don't know if the drill turns fast enough. You know, this is something like 28,000 RPM, so that's a pretty high speed. I've got a carbide ball here. I suppose you could vary the texture by the diameter of the ball that you get. This is, I think, a 1/2-inch diameter carbide burr with a 1/4-inch shank that's in the die grinder here. There are pneumatic die grinders if you happen to have a pneumatic setup with a compressed air tank and that kind of stuff. If you use air tools, you could probably use an air-powered die grinder. This is an electric one. There are battery-powered ones. You might have something else that might work around your shop. Maybe even a router motor. If you've got a small router motor, like a trim router that you could take the base off and use that, perhaps. This is the technique. So I'm bouncing the ball, basically tapping it pretty firmly on the wood here in a random pattern. You got to be careful. It's sometimes hard to be random. You got to make sure you're moving around in different directions, up, down, sideways, so that you're not establishing any particular pattern on the wood. On the other hand, I go back and I look for spots that I may have missed because I want it to look uniformly random and not be kind of patchy. So I'll focus in on a little section, kind of get that done, and then go back, look at it, see if there's anything I need to fill in, and then I'll move on to the next section. What I'm doing on the edges is getting close to the edges, but not right up to the edges, because I don't really want the dimples to show on the edge of the drawer, where you get kind of a rough edge to the drawer where it matches up against the frame. But your use, your situation may vary in terms of what effect you want. But this is the technique for getting that nice random pattern, and then I'll go over it when I'm all done with this. It's taken me about 10 minutes to do this whole 35-inch wide drawer front here. When I'm done with that, I'll just go over it lightly, a few strokes with 220 grit sandpaper, just to get rid of the fuzzies on the surface and any sort of variation on the surface of the wood, but I don't really sand it very heavily. Just kind of smooth off any little fuzzy pieces on the edge of the holes or splinters that may have gotten kicked up, or and it's just sort of makes a nice sort of slight smoothing, leveling effect without really removing any of the texture. So that's the way I do it.